train coming, and it's episode 22.
22?
Yeah.
We're not drinking.
We are 1 year smarter.
Smarter.
One age smarter now.
Wiser for the mistakes we may have made.
In our past.
But no regrets.
I didn't need to bring FourLOKOs this week?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Well, it looks like Data's will be drinking FourLOKOs on his own.
There goes the first 15 minutes, too.
You're more than welcome to finish those off, son. Oh, yeah.
Did you drink the one I gave you last week?
Yeah.
Nice.
All of the FourLOKOs that were here are gone.
How many were left?
I think
one more.
Yeah, he gave me one more.
So you had I'm not going to drink this, so here you go.
Yeah.
You drank 2 during the show.
Yes.
And then you had a third one later?
Yes.
No wonder why you haven't been feeling good all week.
That's like detox.
Dude.
That thing cleaned everything out.
I'm surprised when you go to the doctor, they go, do you drink? No. Do you smoke? No. Do you drink FourLOKOs?
Maybe.
Oh, shit.
Well, I have.
That's the most guilty response.
I think,
yeah, but that's like, did you irradiate yourself? It's like, yeah, maybe.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, do you drink FourLOKO? Have you ever had a FourLOKO?
Yeah.
And if you say yes, they're like, they just shake their head like,
now we need to do an MRI on
Mistakes have been made.
Yeah, this is a bad sign right here, Gilligan.
God, it was a good episode, though. Tons of fun.
Yeah, we got a lot of feedback on that one, and it sounded like people enjoyed that show.
Venus is like, you need to do more of those. I'm like, it's a Wednesday.
That was the problem I had.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were to do that over again, I might have taken Thursday off.
You know,
and I would have gone for it if it was like, if I knew I had Thursday off, I wouldn't have stopped at 1 FourLOKO. I would have had 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, in talking with Kim to sort of get about how to get around that. Talking to Kim when I was down south, Kim's my sister-in-law. They have episodes for their podcast in the can. So it occurs to me.
So they've got stuff just waiting in the wings to post?
That they've edited, or they're adding post edits to, or adding new content to.
Crime documentary, right?
The Murders and Myths
podcast. Do that with that, where you can.
Yeah.
Well, that would have to be edited beforehand.
Well, they have, because they have tons of research, and then they go back and forward it. So nothing. Although we do. I mean, Wednesdays is just get together and do it anyway. But there's nothing that prohibits us now in just trying to plan it. It's like, well,
we could have done a
Friday,
show
Friday
or something.
Let's just record one where we do X, where we don't have to worry about work the next day,
right?
And that could include imbibing or hot saucing or whatever.
Well, hot saucing isn't going to make me suffer at work the next day.
Well, I don't know if the amount of
your asshole
the amount of hot saucing we may consume in that type of episode. Who's to say that you're not going to be burning napalm on the way outside?
Would you like me to bring over my million Scoville unit hot sauce?
Well, we've got I've got the chocolates.
I know you do. Did you get 2 or 3 of those?
I got 2.
Okay.
Whew, thank God.
See,
million Scoville unit hot sauce.
I guess my original intent was we could do another like this week, but me not being quite 100%, like I don't know what would happen. And Venus was like not hot on it. She's like, if you're not 100% and you do that to yourself again this week, something tells me you may not.
Well, Datas and I were talking about that earlier, and I basically said we don't want to just blow the whole wad in 2 shows.
No.
You got to kind of spread it out.
Yeah. On the other hand, you might sweat out all the bad shit in your body.
That is also possible. Like, I mean, who's to say? But I think that like a real hot sauce episode where we did wings or something.
Yeah.
Because I really like hot ones. So I think it would be interesting if we each came up with a set of off-the-wall but yet interesting questions for each other, and then did a 10-wing spread.
Similar. And Playgirl?
Yeah.
A 10-wing spread.
10-wing spread? Oh, yeah. You may not want to go to work the next day because it may be hot.
I don't know. That stuff doesn't really...
But I would know. I would probably, in knowing our FourLOKO thing, I would probably prefer that we would do something that unique on a Friday, so I didn't have to worry about the repercussions if there were some, since I've not done that on a work day.
Well, we can probably rearrange that.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you just got to say, hey, we're doing something special.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a late posted show this week and just deal with it. Deal with it, punks.
Deal with it.
You know, we're the content creators. We're deciding what's good for the people who are listening.
Yeah.
You hear that, people listening? We're deciding what's good for you right now, which is whatever this conversation is.
Tupac on them, bro.
Yeah.
What is the speaking of the chocolate that you've ordered, do they say what the Scoville rating is on that? Out of curiosity?
I don't think so, but it's based off of I can't remember the name of the pepper. So
the Black Reaper.
Right. So it's based off of the Ghost Reaper. Wait. No.
What is it called?
It's a Black Reaper.
No, the actual.
Fuego box.
I think if you
Chocochallenge?
Chocochallenge. Go to just fuego.com.
And I think it's called a Black Reaper, but I can't remember the name of it. Ghost Reaper? Is it a Ghost Reaper pepper?
No, the pepper's the Black Reaper.
Right, but it's a variant of
Yes.
a commonly known
A
one.
Black Reaper, a pepper hotter than the Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reaper.
Yeah.
So find yourself a Carolina Reaper Scoville, and then
look up the
you're going to
Scoville
be
unit.
probably within, I would just say, that Scoville.
Maybe. It might be twice as hot.
Scoville for the Carolina Reaper looks like it is 1,569,000.
Fantastic.
So the hot sauce that Chandler has is the Mad Dog 2020 25th anniversary edition, and it's hotter than the regular Mad Dog 2020 because it's the 25th anniversary edition, and it's 1 point.
I mean, you put one drop on your taco, and you are fucked.
It is over 1 million.
Well, I've got Last Dab. See, that's what's weird. So I've got the Last Dab.
And what's that one rated at?
Well, it's above Mad Dog.
2.5.
Yeah, it's.
And you've eaten it.
Yeah,
and it's
what? Hot.
Yeah,
it is hot.
Yeah,
but it is not. I would never do this again because otherwise I wouldn't continue to keep it in the fridge.
I am pretty careful about the Mad Dog. If it's out and I put it on something, it's drops of it.
I paid like $40 for mine. Like, it's pretty good flavor.
It doesn't matter how much you pay.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like,
I enjoyed the mustard flavor of the Last Dab. Like, I have put it on stuff, like, without like trying to be funny about it. Like, I had lunch today. We had drumsticks. I got a bowl, put a dab mixed it around, tossed it in the microwave. It was hot. It's hot, but not.
See, here's what I want. We should bring it over and let you try it so that you can see if there's a heat difference.
Okay.
Or I'll try the Last Dab. I've never tried that either.
Yeah, I want to try that too.
Well, and you could see too, right? So like you've got the bomb.
Got the bomb sauce,
right?
Yeah.
You can tell like when they hit those, like a lot of people relative.
Some
to,
of those are
to the
just
hot
to be
ones,
hot,
right? A lot of people seem to have more problems with the bomb than they do 9 or 10.
Yeah.
A lot of times on hot ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure a lot of it has to do with delivery and taste. You know.
Yeah.
When I bought mine, I had to pay, or I had to sign a waiver at the store to buy it.
Really?
Yes. Like saying.
Oh, kind of like you're 18 when you're buying paint at Home Depot.
No, like to say I couldn't come back and sue them if I got injured eating the sauce.
Yo, man, my esophagus is on fire.
So, but they don't care if he gives it to other people.
Yeah. Well, I gave it as a gift.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, there's I've tried to order some of the hot one stuff, and every time I go up there, it's always out. They never have it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like hot food, but man, there's definitely plateau of heat that is, I mean, almost like if you're gonna do that plateau of heat, it's almost for the sport. It's not. You're not doing it because, my God, that 300 million Scoville unit thing tastes so good.
I would agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's you're doing it because I just want to find out how hot that is.
Yeah. And a lot of times where, like, so lunch this afternoon, it's not only the only thing on there.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'm cutting it in with another sauce or something else that's already used as the seasoning.
Yeah.
So I think as an additive, that's where I get the most. That's where I'm like, oh, I don't mind that.
But you're not using it straight out of the bottle on wings. Typically.
Typically, no.
Yeah.
No. Like the first time when I had like a couple different sauces, yeah.
Oh, here's the extra dab.
Right. I you know.
Let's make this.
Aside from that first one when it came with what was the other one? The spicy chipotle. And the first night we had wings and I got both bottles of sauces, I did wings that just had those two sauces only on there, and then like had wings, and it's fucking hot, but you know, most other times I'm cutting it with the sauce.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Well, I'm curious to find out how hot that chocolate is.
Yeah.
Also, that'll be interesting. But we were talking about it earlier, and I was just like, well, I mean, you know, we just did a FourLOKO show.
Yeah.
Let's
spread the wealth.
Yeah, exactly. So cool. All right. Yeah, but yeah, we got hammered.
We did. Everyone survived. Mike didn't remember.
That surprised me to hear that.
Some of the show. I got snap. Did you get Snapchats on his way home?
No, I didn't.
It was a lot of like, I did a show with FourLOKO. I don't remember the show.
Oh my God. Well, I just saw that the dragon mentioned that he didn't remember much of the show, and I thought that was pretty wild.
I thought it was funny how he pledged $100 to the Honda, and then the next day somebody was like, "No, he's serious."
Oh yeah,
he did. He said that.
Yeah, he's serious.
Yeah, no, he was like, "No, I'm in on for $100. I'm in for that."
We're actually gonna go see it tomorrow afternoon, so.
Oh really?
Give it a little test rip and just
Well, you have to take make sure you get some pictures so you can make sure Mike knows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mike's fun to have on the show for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys know this. I mean, you can find us on iTunes.
Oh my God, can you?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's right up there. You can find us on Google Play. You can find us on Spotify. And you can also find us at YouTube.
Oh, that's amazing.
Where else, Datas? Oh, we don't even want to know what you have to say because
Google.com.
we have a website called
Search.
SadDadsClub.net. You don't even need to go to Google. Who needs Google when you can
couldn't
type
even
Sad
get
Dads?
a .com
No,
site? Huh.
no, we couldn't.
How about .onion, huh?
Can you get those anymore?
What, a .com?
I got those so generic anymore.
You can, but ours just was taken.
It's either you get a .com or you get a .onion, and I gotta go on the dark web to find you. Those are your two options.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. Facebook.com/Sad Dads Podcast. How about, have you ever been there?
I think you're just saying words.
I am saying words.
And you can get us in all of the comment sections of all these places.
Yeah. Twitter @Sad Dads Podcast.
Somebody,
Twitter.
somebody
Speaking of
comment
Twitter,
and
last week
Friday.
was
we need
on
to take
fire.
a poll that says, do we need to say where we can find us, or do we say, you find us where we find podcasts? Someone let us know in the
You
YouTube
can email
comments.
us at saddadsclubpodcast@gmail.com.
Tell us where you'd like to find us.
Yeah. And yeah, email us and let us know where you find us.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
And
That's a-
then
that's a
after
poll,
doing
too.
that, just realize that Datas works hard on the YouTube video, and then
let me
go
give
watch
you a
that.
form email to send. I don't care what Data says, but I find you on Apple Podcasts.
Mistakes were made. Missing out.
Love the show. Thanks.
See, Sarah drives and watches the YouTube video. That's how I know she's dedicated, man.
Who?
Sarah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Well,
that's what I'm talking about.
not
Respect,
everybody can do that. Not everybody can do that.
says the guy that can watch videos on his deck in his car.
Yeah, but it's a pain.
Oh,
It takes a
You hear
bunch of
excuses?
extra cabling and stuff. You don't even know how to probably do it on yours. You have the same radio.
I could do it. I just don't have.
You
the
don't even
stuff.
know. You don't have an HDMI cable. You have to have one of those. Plus, you have to have the HDMI to Lightning adapter that you can also plug your other thing. You got to plug 2 cables in and then switch it to something on the radio. It's a big pain in the butt.
Now you're definitely just saying words.
It's magic.
Does the RS do Android Auto?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. You can find us at all those places, despite what data says.
And Google.
You can't find us at Google. You can't just type google.com and then go, oh, look, there's the Sad Dads Club. You still got to type more crap.
Yeah. Find us in the podcast.
If you just go to saddadsclub.net, you don't have to even go to Google.
Yeah. Oh, it's a long l'essai.
Oh, my God.
It's French for something.
I hope that was his face.
Mm.
That's all I'm saying.
Non-button.
Non-button wang hole.
Non-button.
This is...
So anyways, just Google search us. What?
Yeah.
tells you what he knows about trying to grow something. What a tard.
You can grow just about anything with all the rain, I tell you, because
Oh, my
Jesus.
gosh. Yeah. I mean, I figured, they were talking about how Tuesday was the big day for rain, but really, it had been raining for like 50-something hours in a row. Over 2 days, because Monday I drove up in the rain. I drove home in the rain. It rained all night. Tuesday I drove up in the rain to work.
Yeah.
And then I drove home in the rain. It rained all night. It rained all day while I was at the office. There wasn't a time where it stopped. I mean, we're talking hours and hours and hours of rain.
Was it cold up the hill?
Yesterday it was pretty cold, but it warmed up.
Did it?
Yeah.
I was wondering if we've lost any snow.
Well, the
was
snow
warm.
level went up to like 5,500 feet.
Oh, that's still okay.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as it stays in that area and doesn't go up anymore.
I want to say, though, Sunday is when it really started, because like I said, I was outside most of Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, we were going, that was almost 3 days straight of rain.
And then, wait.
And
Was it
then-
last night?
and then
it was the wind. Was really windy.
Well, it rained all night, and it was raining this morning, and then sort of let up a little bit in the morning. So, and then it rained off and on all day, at least in Grass Valley. So, but I mean, that's a lot of rain.
Yeah.
For like 3 days straight. Almost.
I'm waiting to see, too. So today's the 27th. Hashtag happy birthday, brother. 27th. So the first is which day? Because they do the snowpack on the first.
Isn't it tomorrow?
Is it? Yeah.
And it's tomorrow the 1st?
So
I
they
wish we
do
had
the
a-
Sierra snowpack, I thought, as long as
No.
they can get there,
Friday's
can't
the
they?
1st.
On the 1st?
Oh, Friday's the 1st.
So it'll be curious to see if they have a window to go do the snow.
Have you seen any of the pictures from up the hill? It's crazy. They were showing CHP cars parked along the road, some road, and it's like there are layers of snow that go up over the roof by like feet. I mean, and I haven't seen that much snow up there.
I would agree, yeah.
Since the late 80s.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of snow, and then it was snowing so hard they couldn't keep up. That's why they've had 80 closed for a long time.
Yeah.
And I saw Truckee CHP posted pictures, which is insane, that the high 80 was just covered in snow, and the snow on the side of where the road is, the snow is all the way up to the bottom of the signs, and the highway was completely covered.
Yeah, blanketed.
Yeah, just blanketed in fresh snow. I mean, it's a lot.
Makes you wonder. So where's the detour when 80 is locked down, because presumably 50 is locked
You have
too.
to go north or south. You'd have to go. Well, Tioga Pass is closed. That's Yosemite.
Yeah, that's
You'd have to go all the way down to 58 and go through Palmdale, Lancaster, or L.A. and go over the
all
Grapevine
the way
and then
around.
go all the way around to the desert. Or you'd have to go north, assuming that's clear, and hit one of the passes up there. Like isn't 20?
Yeah, but there'd be no way. Like, are we talking going through Downeyville all the way across? That stuff gets snowed out too.
Oh yeah, well that's what I'm saying.
So
Depends
you'd have
on
to
where
go-
the snow's.
You're talking like way over.
You might have to
around
go to Oregon.
Oroville, and up through like the Feather River Basin, like way up there, and then come down through.
There's one that goes through like Susanville or whatever.
Yeah,
that
over there.
But even there's places north of that you can cut across too, assuming there's no snow.
Has it been closed this week?
80 has been closed because both Monday and Tuesday I came home through Colfax.
Yeah.
And they had the highway closed there.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's quite a bit.
I mean,
of
unless
snow.
you're Crazy Cat Lady,
Yeah.
and you're going to be able to get to Alta because she lives
you
there.
live there.
And
Yeah.
But yeah, they weren't. They had the highway was lined with trucks, and they had nobody going
Wow.
eastbound.
I mean, if you're going to go north and try to cut across, I mean, even Lake Shasta has quite a bit of snow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The amount of detour involved in trying to get around that, it puts you like
Well, at some
way
point,
up there.
Yeah, at some point, it's just not viable
to
option.
do it.
Yeah, you just wait.
Yeah.
It's, we were at Walmart and we were walking in the paper product aisle, like napkins and
Paper towels.
and toilet paper.
Yeah.
And it was like cleaned out. And we were like, what is happening? Well, it turns out that they can't get over the pass to deliver all the stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say at some point, like when do the goods start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, unless you're coming in from the Midwest with your supply chain and you just straight up, when you hit Nevada, you're cutting down and coming up through L.A. and Mojave. You're boned days at this point if 80's closed.
Yep. And I don't know if it's open yet or not. I would imagine when the snow starts letting up, like the rain's let up right now, then they'll start plowing again, and then they'll reopen it. But, yeah, pretty gnarly. And then there's the Lake is it Clementine?
Berryessa? No.
Berryessa.
No.
No, where they have the glory hole.
Yes. Oh, and I saw KCRA had a...
Isn't that insane?
It was, when you posted your article, it was 3 inches above 140 feet.
Well, this
it was like turned on. By this afternoon, it was already 3 feet.
Yes.
Over
3 feet
the
over the
glory
top
hole.
of over the hole.
So in
water going
less than
down the
24
tube.
hours, it went from a 3/10 of an inch over to warrant like
Where
a
it was
tweet
just
saying,
trickling, yeah.
it's
It's going
the glory
over.
hole, 2017. To this afternoon, someone's out there with video cameras saying it's 3 feet over.
Yeah. That's
Damn.
nuts. That's nuts. And then Clementine, one of our neighbors is Dave Grasshoff, who is a photographer for Channel 1331.
Mm-hmm.
And he went up to Clementine. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he took some beautiful pictures of the Clementine Dam. You know, it's made to crest and dump over the front.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, the whole ring around is just dumping water, and it's just beautiful how much water's coming off there.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
Have you ever been there?
I have not. I'd love to see it, though.
We used to go, so that's the one at the bottom of the Auburn Ravine there in Auburn by Forest Hill. We used to go there in our 20s with boats, as long as you could get in before, because it's a very small reservoir, so it has a quota. Like it's like 5, 10, I can't remember.
They only let certain number of boats
certain
in.
number of boats, certain number of trailers on the lot, and once it hit, you just turned your ass around and you left for the day.
Wow.
So awesome down there. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
and because it's essentially population controlled due to a small amount of space, it's not like Folsom where you're fighting chop from other people and boats and people doing stupid stuff.
Right.
Beautiful sandbars, tons of space to have your own set space. You're not all crowded.
Right.
And even on busy days, you could still find your own little island kind of thing to not be bothered. Amazing to camp at.
Yeah.
It's just a very beautiful campground. If you ever like do camping and you want to try something that's tucked away like a hidden gem of Auburn, Lake Clementine. It's awesome.
Have you, since you grew up Grass Valley area, right?
Yeah.
Have you been to Yankee Jim's Road?
Yeah.
With the bridge?
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite places up there.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. A lot of those off the path, old mining bridges and like tributaries, Bear River and all that stuff. Yeah. Just like good fishing, but also just if you can get there before some of the miners or the fly fishers or whatnot, it's just you just can just. It's like gorgeous places to take photos or just get your.
I see where it is now. I always, for some reason in my mind, pictured Lake Clementine on the other side of 80, but more north. But I guess that's not that far away.
It takes like 25 minutes to get there, maybe.
Yeah, and the longest part of it is getting down to it. It's a lot of switchbacks.
That windy road.
Yeah, it's a lot of switchbacks. In fact, I learned more about how to tow.
Going to Lake Clementine?
Tow something in like really high pressure adverse situations from camping and taking a boat down that thing. You're on an incline the whole way down. A lot of it is like one lane and a small compact car wide. It's not 2 lanes, at least not when we were kids in the 20s. A lot of switchbacks.
In the 1920s?
In our 20s.
Oh, okay.
Butthole. And when you've got a 21-foot boat, we were towing it mostly at that point with the Durango, so we were plus awesome because we had a short truck, but the boat, and you're doing these switchbacks, and you get in a, it's like, and then on your way out, you're having to be careful about blind turns and stuff like that. It was like trial by fire as far as being a new driver and learning how to tow something with weight.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'd like to drive up there and see the dam in person. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, a lot of good hikes too. A lot of good mountain biking right there. I've done a lot of mountain biking. But it's got something for everybody. And you, like I said, you don't have to get on the lake. You can park down at one of the forks and walk to the dam. To the dam face and not have to get into the reservoir parking lot at all if you want to, put some sweat into it.
Yeah.
And time. Good hike, good walk.
Good hike, good walk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting, and it's just I was looking at some of the pictures and looking at the CHP Truckee Facebook stuff where they post all these pictures. And thinking back to not that long ago when Folsom Lake was so devoid of water, you could literally walk down in front of the dam.
Oh, yeah.
And like be basically standing at the base of the dam inside the lake.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It seems like we're very polarized.
It's feast or famine.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
And Venus was saying, this goes back probably 2 weeks ago now when that first set of storms came through. And I keep meaning to get out there and look, but the new spillway at the lake, they've kicked on, and it's got those cool new like riffles and like a splash,
like a kick up thing.
Yeah. God, I'd like to catch that. I haven't seen that in action.
What's the Oroville? What kind of like Oroville has at the bottom the little kick ups?
Oh, see, and that's I've been
And
meaning
what's
to
happening with Oroville?
Yeah, how have they had to turn on the spillway for that?
I don't think so.
Man, I'm gonna have
What
to-
I heard was that they had dropped a lot of water out of the lake, and it'll take some time for it to.
In preface 4.
I don't know if it was it was possibly for all the construction that they're doing to ensure that they had enough.
Without having to kick on the
Yeah,
spillway?
like without having to worry whether or not they're going to be able to get all the spillway stuff done. And
They were pretty close to having like a
This-
functional spillway, just not the end game spillway.
Yeah.
I want to say by the end of
well,
this
and,
year.
and honestly the amount of work they're doing up there is not just spillway work. Our neighbor's son does electric work up there, and they're like rewiring all of the control stuff.
Oh, well, I'm
I mean,
sure at this point, with the amount of investigations that went on as far as how you got to the result, now there's...
And he was saying
what else in here needs to get
Yeah.
completely overhauled?
He was saying that the electrical work alone was like a 2-year project. But that's not going to be...
Not
that won't be
surprising.
affected by...
You know, and thinking about Oroville specifically relative to what we've been seeing from like CJ's tweets about Guerneville and the Russian River and all
Yeah.
the flooding going on out there, you know, I had followed for a while the original construction of them redoing the spillway with my dad on Fridays. We would check in and get like a time lapse of them rebuilding the spillway
at Oroville.
and they clear cut a lot of the face of the dam.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, and just now I'm thinking about the images of Guerneville and the flooding going on there. How set up that is, how Oroville is relative to erosion.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't checked in to see like I was doing that at Clockwork, like looking at the dam pictures to see, because they just stripped that because roots and whatnot were part of some of the problem with clogging up the spillway stuff.
Yeah.
But if some of these waterways are having flooding issues, which are not a result of any clear cutting per se, and we've got a large dam face that just had a significant problem, so we clear cut everything and got all the foliage off there. How are we doing?
I always thought that part of the reason why so when you have fires and stuff, you have fires, and then comes the wintertime and you get a bunch of rain and you have landslides.
Yeah.
The reason why you have the landslides, like say after a fire, is because all that stuff is burned up and you have nothing holding the ground in place anymore. And so these plants that were there holding the ground, you could have taken on all this rain,
Right.
and the plants would have helped hold the
Right.
hillside together.
Right.
And then here they come in on Lake Clementine and they strip all that stuff out. It seems like they're taking away a lot of what would have been free helper stuff, right?
Oh,
like
so
all the
you
trees
mean Oroville?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say Oroville?
You said Clementine.
Oh, I'm sorry, Oroville.
Like, fuck. Did they clear cut their shit too?
No. But it seemed like they came in and they took all that when they started putting cement up at the top.
Yep.
Because it drained around the side and started undercutting back at the dam.
Mm-hmm.
And then part of the work that they did afterwards was to strip all that stuff away
Right. Yeah.
and start putting cement and like trying to regrade it and all that stuff. I don't know. I kind of wonder if they'll go back and actually plant more plants to help with that.
Yeah.
Right. Because I think the last thing you want is a plant-free landscape where nothing's holding
it in. Right.
Yeah.
And if they're doing something mechanical, like, okay, we can't have foliage here because now we're worried about integrity issues based off of plant roots or plant systems in general. They'd be like, okay, is plan B or a resolution to that to put in, concrete terraces or something, or like rebar steel reinforcements into the side of the dam wall. Like,
Well-
but I haven't seen that. And all I remember as far as face value was the giant construction for the spillway
Yeah.
and naked hill.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing a ton of rain, flooding everywhere, and I haven't checked in to see what was Oroville's plan for.
I think the lake level's
stabilizing.
low, so I don't think
Yeah.
they're too concerned about that. But yeah, that thing is that area where the spillway is and where it overflowed is a very large area. I mean, the dam's pretty far up high, and I mean, you would have to undercut a lot of material to get under the dam down at the river side, right? Because it's a hillside.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the amount of debris that came out of there was pretty incredible.
Oh, yeah.
The stuff that ended up in the river, they had to dredge out and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
that's an undertaking.
I
To
think
clear
some
all
of
that out.
some of the stuff that blew my mind when we were talking about how did the water do what it did to the granite rock at the base of that chute.
Yeah.
And it was we spent like a good afternoon on it.
Don't
with my
underestimate the power of
dad.
water.
Right. The amount of pounds per square inch that happens for a foot of waterfall drop, and the amount of height of the spillway is deceptive. Like when you're looking at it and you're like, "Oh, that's a big spillway." But when you look at it,
you see a truck parked in there,
right, and you're
you
like,
realize how big it is.
"Oh, okay." And then
Yeah.
you go and punch that into the math
Yes.
of like, and the amount of pounds of pressure per square inch that would be hitting and was hitting that rock. You're like, "Oh, well, yeah."
Yeah.
That would take the face off the sun if it had an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Well,
It's just like what
crazy.
they, when they used to mine, they used the big monitors that would spray up on the hill
Yeah.
and just completely wash an entire hillside away.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of pressure. Water is,
A badass.
yeah,
Yeah.
water is pretty impressive.
No facts.
Yeah.
This pavement is cool, but I have no facts for it. So I see a road and I'm going to push it to the side.
I guarantee you, they took one of those monitors and pointed at your house. It would take your house down in about 15 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
It would just,
Yeah.
and, we think of our houses as indestructible for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
They don't care.
Not to one of those mining monitors. It was nothing flat. Nothing flat. So, what was the name of that town, Chandler, that we went with the scouts and stuff to?
Prison? Is it prison?
Starts with an M. Malakoff.
Malakoff Diggins?
Yes.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you been up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive amount of destruction that they did. To
Well, yeah, right there at 20, the Alpha and Omega overlook, when you're looking down into, well, if you could see it, but Washington, like
Oh, yeah.
the just carnage
Yeah.
of just washing the side of a mountain with high pressure water.
Yeah.
You got to get me that gold.
And it's not like they were using pumps. They were using water that was coming off of a creek or something, right?
Yeah, the Yuba.
Yeah.
Right
and
down there.
so it's not like they were pressurizing it and like pushing it. They were just using the force of the nozzle and how far it had to come down the hill.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff they could do with it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And, it's no wonder they don't allow that because it's so destructive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Speaking of water, did you get a new pressure washer over there, Food?
I did.
Nice.
It was one of those electric ones.
I got one too.
It's handy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Chandler got a pretty what was that, Christmas time?
Yeah, at Christmas.
He wanted
deal.
a pressure washer, so Shanna and my daughter went to Lowe's.
I think it was Home Depot.
Was it Home Depot?
I'm pretty sure it was Home Depot.
One of the two, and they were asking the guy about pressure washers, and the guy's like, "Well, we got this one," and he told him it was $30, and it was one that was already put together and all this stuff. Well, it turns out it actually was 60, but because he told him it was 30, they had to get it for 30.
And I think it retailed for like $200 or something like
Yeah.
that.
No.
And it was,
Like,
it was brand new.
Those so the Sun Joes, I had one in my Amazon like wish list. I was like, one of these days when I get all the bills paid and I've got extra, I'll get a pressure washer.
Yeah.
Because I really would like the foam gun as opposed to like a nozzle. So it's been in my Amazon like wish list for months, and I think it was last week, Monday or Tuesday, I got like an Amazon like lightning deals alert. Sunjo, something, and I can't remember what the price was off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But it was enough for me to go, wait, what? Like, is that
the same thing?
Is that the same one?
Yeah.
And I flip to it. I'm on my phone. I'm flipping to it. And I'm like, no, what? Is that the same one? And so I was still like, no way. Like, I feel like I'm getting played.
Yeah.
So I came back to the office. I'm like, lightning deals. It was like 125% off. And I went, well,
125. So they gave you money back?
Yeah. I'm like, okay. So it was like a $200 pressure washer, just over $100.
Yeah.
Like out the door.
Yeah.
And I went, that's a deal for me. That's to me, that's something I'm not going to pass up.
Sure.
So yeah.
Even if you on mine, it has like a spot where you can put soap in it.
Yeah, it got the 2 containers there.
Yeah, because I was gonna buy the attachment that you put on the end of the thing, but I put soap in the bucket or whatever you want to call it, and it actually does a pretty good job. Yeah. I mean, the foam cannons obviously are better, but for not spending.
If I didn't want to plug in the foam cannon,
yes.
It's got like a dial that you can put the 2 detergents.
Now, ours has that too.
Yeah,
you just have to find. Yes, it does. We have all the things. It has a thing with the
for soap.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The electric was a little like weird to get used to because I haven't had a pressure washer in years, but I've borrowed Venus's dad's, and so when you're used to just pull it and you whenever you want, so it was a little like getting used to the trigger. It's like, and then it kicks in and.
It's like,
but it did everything. Like I said, I tested it over the weekend on the RV, and it did everything that I wanted to do. I'm like, done, cool. I got a good deal, and I can use it whenever.
Yeah, right on.
I don't have to worry about a carburetor.
See, I had Chandler thrash the crap out of mine and then get a new one.
Damn right.
Is yours broke?
Is a piece.
Because you destroyed it.
No,
is
it
it gas or?
All right. The problem with this one is that the part you screw onto the hose is plastic, so already you're fucking screwed because that shit'll pop off.
Yeah.
And then there's a little.
I love to hear about how my stuff's crap after he's beat the shit out of it.
It like quick disconnects from the back of the thing, so that mechanism isn't good, so it doesn't get like a good hold on this little like nozzle piece, and then that shit'll pop off.
No.
So
You just buy another.
Yeah, go get one
quick
for $30, dude. Home Depot.
I want to say that specific one is actually like a, other people silk screen a name on it. So it wouldn't surprise me if I needed a part. I could find it listed under like Huang Xiao Fangzhou, and I could get it. I could get any.
That was racist, foo.
Well, it's just a Chinese part.
I know. I totally know.
Nothing against Chinese people, but they got all the damn parts we need.
True, they make them all.
Why?
They do.
Yeah, probably.
That reminds me of that dude's shoes. That meme.
Oh, the shoes, the Nike shoes blowing out?
Yeah, what was that kid's name that worked? That
Zion Williamson?
For Duke? Yeah. He's a badass player, actually. I've been following him for a little while.
I saw his name show up a while back as like the next big hotness as far as college basketball goes.
Yeah.
But I haven't been following college sports in like the longest time. But obviously the shoe issue like made just about every feed of my thing.
Right.
I felt more sorry right off the bat when he slipped and I saw his knee and I went, oh God, baby, oh God.
I hope it doesn't ruin his career.
I want to say someone said it was like a mild sprain, so he should be okay. And as far as I know, he's still expected to be like a number 1, if not the first round.
He signed with Nike, right? So Nike was like, "We're trying to figure out."
No, he can't.
Oh,
Duke has a Nike contract, but he is a college student, so that spawned a whole other issue, and that was that because of Nike's shoe failure, if Duke's contract with Nike results in a college student blowing out his livelihood, why isn't, you see, like, could he have picked or gone? He can't go with a different shoe that may have been better made or something that was custom to his foot that he may have felt more confidence in,
right?
Because his college has a contract with Nike, so he can only wear Nikes.
How often, though, does a shoe like that? Brand new shoe, right? I mean, I think it was like the first
didn't
wear.
split only. That was curious.
The whole
so when I
thing.
saw it, it looked like, you get like a sole and like an upholstery split.
Yeah.
But when I saw a close up of that thing, it like split the rubber on the toe. Like it went down the seam and then it ripped rubber into the sole. I'm like, that is...
Either he's putting some incredible forces on that shoe that they didn't anticipate, or he just got a shoe that was
like
subpar put together.
The Chinese guy didn't put it together right.
Yeah, the little 7-year-old child labor.
Yeah. Well, that was the meme, was that they already fired the guy that made the shoe, and it was like some little kid working on shoes.
He couldn't see it. Well, that's because he didn't have his glasses.
Okay.
Got you there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are you guys talking about basketball?
Well, we're just talking about a guy who blew. Where have you been?
Yeah.
Well,
Jesus.
I just was making sure that's the sport.
Yeah.
Because there's only one thing you can think of when it comes to basketball, and that's this.
I don't even know where you're sitting at.
Have you seen that?
No.
Oh,
what's it from?
It's Kawhi Leonard from the Raptors.
Okay.
And let me go back. He goes.
He's being interviewed.
Yeah.
And what would you like people to know about you?
I'm a fun guy. Obviously, I love the game of basketball. I mean, it's just more questions you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself. I just can't give you a whole spiel. I don't even know where you're sitting at.
That laugh is horrendous.
Like,
what is the deal?
So when you started talking about basketball and shoes, he just got like a New Balance basketball shoe made for him.
That is apparently one of the ugliest shoes ever.
It's supposed to be
even
super
worse
boring
than
because he's
Steph Curry's?
just a boring guy, I guess.
Under Armour's?
I have not seen
He took a
those.
bath.
No, they're New Balance.
I didn't know New Balance made basketball shoes.
That's what was funny was on Chris D'Elia's podcast. He was talking about him because he's been making fun of him over that laugh.
God.
And they're a New Balance shoe, and apparently one shoe says, what is his name, Kawhi?
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi, and the other shoe says Leonard, and they're just super boring. So
Those are pretty ugly for Steph Curry.
And they're New Balance, right?
Oh, I was looking at Steph Curry.
Steph Curry's are Under Armour.
Oh.
But
yeah, well, look up Kawhi Leonard's. We're not talking about Steph Curry.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes.
I mean, that's a pretty insane...
Yeah.
Something bad
It
happened.
spawned a lot of conversations about, collegiate players not earning money, yet the colleges that they play for, whether it's broadcasting deals, apparel deals.
Oh, the schools make a lot of money on those
schools
kids.
are making tons of money, and here you have an instance where one of the contract deals that your school makes
could have ruined that dude's career.
Could have ruined, right? Who knows what he wants to do after basketball. I mean, the presumption is he wants to play in the NBA, but he may very well have an academic non-basketball intention, after sports, and that's fine. But most likely he sees himself as a full-time athletic participant.
Sure.
And for the place where you're matriculating to then take advantage of your talent monetarily and then put your talent in jeopardy through no choice of your own. It's
unintentionally, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if your school isn't going to say, I need the utmost quality checks for these unique items for my players, where's the cross checks?
The real question is how many people has that happened to ever? We're talking like a brand new
It's probably right.
So, but we have just a thing where that one happened to be defective, or they seriously lack QA in their engineering of how these shoes are put together and built, or something.
Right.
But it's not intentional.
Right.
The school's not going to intentionally take out a player and
no.
Yeah. But
I found the shoes, guys.
Okay. Well, how do they look?
Oh shit! I lost the shoes. Hold up.
He doesn't know what a shoe is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're New Balance. Oh, they look like they're out of the 80s. They're old school.
No, that's not bad. I'm not happy about the giant N on there.
That's what you get when you get New Balance shoes. Whoa,
yeah. I'm not.
Oh.
I think the most audacious shoes, I had a pair of LeBrons when I was playing at ARD, and they were pretty
gaudy.
Yeah, they were, his thing was all over. Yeah, but I was never really a shoe guy. But for me, in the way I play basketball, the interesting thing about the LeBrons was that on the pinky toe, so on this part of the shoe, they had almost like an extra little, like a foot, like a platform that came out. So it gave me like a more
little spread.
Yeah, like a spread. Mm-hmm. And the way that I would play with cuts and whatnot, it saved me a number of times. I would say confidently from rolling an ankle.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I had rolled my ankle a handful of times in other shoes, whether it was street play or at the gym, in probably 5+ years of playing basketball, 5 times, a good on either side. Once I started wearing shoes that had the lip on the outside, I never rolled my ankle again. And in fact, I couldn't tell you. No, I hadn't.
Oh man, I rolled my ankle playing softball one time. That was the worst pain ever. That was just, it took weeks to recover from that.
Yeah.
And the confidence in being able to stand on your foot, wasn't there because it hurt so bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And they're never the same.
No.
Yeah.
It's been okay, but I'll never forget that
once
pain.
a ligament does the real weakening, until I read something or catch something, whether or not it's actually possible to retension the elasticity of a ligament in a tendon, which I don't think is possible. You can get everything strengthened around it so that it keeps it tighter, but I think once you really roll something, you're kind of always dealing with
just a little bit loose.
A little bit looser.
Yeah.
So unless you're supporting it in another way.
Well, I remember I rolled it at the softball field and then knew pretty much instantly I was hosed and ended up having to leave the game, and we were at Maidu.
Yeah.
So all the cages they back up. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I have to walk out to the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to the curb and it was like I was gonna pass out. That's how much pain I was.
Oh
in.
yeah.
I remember sitting down on the curb and being like, oh,
it's gonna kick in.
Yeah, here it goes. I'm gonna pass out.
Bye, testosterone.
And I thought I broke it. I thought it was broken.
Yeah.
You know, the way the sounds it made and the pop I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, it's broke.
That's what she said.
No, man. It's just a really fucked up
roll.
And
that's a weird thing. The amount of times, like I said, of times that I rolled my ankle,
it
was never broken, which is so bizarre because it was, the swelling and the bruising and the discoloration was like indicative of someone beat me with a bat.
Yeah, and just took right to the ankle. Wow. Yeah. That might have felt better in a day.
I tell you what,
taking one of those razor scooters to the ankle.
Oh hell! That's the I have like little worst. Dinks from that happening. Like, oh look at me, I'm gonna flip this scooter around. Dink.
Yeah. Oh, I got shin dents from the skateboards. Yeah, I get dents in the shins from the skateboards back in the day. Oh. Try and do a kickflip and come down. Oh God! Right on the edge of that.
Did you also slice open your sack, like doing a credit card, or no? Never that.
Oh my God! What?
Wait, say
you
that?
You never heard of the credit card? When you land on your skateboard,
when you have to swipe it through your ass crack.
Yeah. You ever credit card yourself?
No, I can truly say I've never.
No.
Well, let me report to y'all. It does not feel good.
Well, like I said, snowboarding, I did rip myself a new asshole at
those skateboards go on your feet, dude. Not in your butthole.
Yeah, but if you're doing a trick and you fuck up,
that's not a trick, buddy.
I didn't have that problem.
Hey, watch! I'm gonna do the credit card swipe.
Hey, I never said I was good at skateboarding.
That's not a trick, pal.
When you live out in the boonies on a dirt road with gravel, you don't have problems with skateboards. It goes like this.
Yeah, or
it's over.
You try and push it, it hits a rock, and you go, Arr!
Yeah,
and then you face plant.
That reminds me of a time I was at Sierra College riding my penny board around, and I was going down this hill, and everybody else was walking. I was skateboarding, and then I was like,
you thought you were the cool guy.
You guys all fucking suck. You're walking, haha, and then a little fucking pebble, and then and then just picture me on a skateboard, and then picture the skateboard dead stopped, and then just picture me floating in the position I would be skating in.
That was a lot of pictures of you.
Okay, yes. I have a similar thing.
and then picture everybody laughing at me. That's the last picture you have to picture.
So that's not hard. My parents lived. My parents lived in Fair Oaks when I was younger, and they lived at the bottom of the hill. So the hill went up over, and there was houses all the way. And I was coming home from the backside of the hill, and I got to the top, and my parents' house was down at the bottom on the left. And I was like, I'm going to get down there as fast as I'm pushing. Skate. Coming down the hill. And my rear wheel catches my push foot. And the board stops, God. And I go, and just grind with my arm. You're supposed to grind
rails, not your fucking body on the ground.
I lost a lot of skin that day. Yeah.
You want to hear something embarrassing?
The sad part of it is I was only a quarter way down the hill.
Jesus.
You want to hear something that's more embarrassing than that has also to do with losing skin?
No.
Does it have to do with the bathroom thing?
Sort of.
Well, I guess.
Okay, so one time I was longboarding, and a similar thing happened to me where my foot caught the, wheel.
Uh-huh.
And so I scraped the fuck out of my arm, which also is still scarred to this day.
Uh-huh.
And so I get home, and I'm sitting on the edge of the shower tub, and I take a picture of it somehow. And I was about to get into the shower.
Uh-huh.
I posted a picture on Facebook of my arm, and I said something like, "Fell
Look
off
at my
the
vagina
longboard today." And then somebody commented a little bit later and said, "Yo, your fucking dick is in this picture." And it was on Facebook.
So we had a really good show today.
Your pants were down?
No, I was about to get into the shower, and I just took a picture of my arm. but it was at the right angle where it was like
he was
pointed
naked.
down.
Oh my God,
my dick
Chandler!
was in the picture, and I didn't realize it because I was just looking at my arm in the picture, and then somebody was like, "Yo, your fucking dick is in this photo." And you know what the worst part is like people in the family were like liking it, so
I feel
it had like 7 or 10 likes.
I feel like we had a good show up until that moment.
Well, we have an hour and 2 minutes worth of it.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So that was I think that's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
It was only on Facebook for a short amount of time.
Oh. Mark was like, "Oh."
This was like
that.
probably like 6th grade or no, 8th grade or some shit like that. It was like young. Like
so he posted a picture of his road rash and his balls on it.
Yeah. So there's a good fun fact for everybody. If you can go in the Wayback Machine and find that post, that'd be kind of cool.
No, you would not want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
The pedos would probably have fun with it.
Drop you guys a link.
You know, once it gets posted, it's never really gone.
Nope.
After you delete it.
That's why I'll never be the president.
Well,
that's not the only reason.
Turns out there's all kinds of loopholes.
That's fucking true.
But that's not the only reason why you wouldn't be president. Sorry. Anyway. All right. Let's wrap this show up.
Hey.
If we're that far, we're that far. We should wrap it up. For tonight.
We're good to go.
We have gone far enough as to post pictures of our dick on Facebook on accident.
Some of us haven't done that, so
no.
Oh, that's weird.
And we'll probably never do that.
No. I got kids now. I can't do that.
Well, I'll have all the fun for you guys then.
Okay.
That's all he was doing was showing pictures of his future kids. Mm-hmm. These are my kids in the future.
Anybody want to take them for a spin?
What?
For a spin?
Too bad they were only a flash in the pan. Most of them ended up in a sock.
Should message my friend that actually brought that point up and see if she remembers because that'd be funny as hell.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening.
See you next week.
Don't stalk my Facebook.